And we are live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to season 2, episode 3, I think, of Better Radio. I'm your host, Liam Marr. Brian is not coming back. That COVID has been eating him alive. We are not sure if that's what it is, but we're just assuming, given the circumstances.
Moment of silence for these dead ass.
Yeah. No, he's dead as fuck. He's still tweeting, and his tweets are fine, but he's dead. Not a laughing matter. Not a laughing matter. Could happen. Could still happen. We're not out of the woods yet. Here to kind of give us some insight on the situation on the ground out in Washington State. Please welcome to the show, Eddie Cruz. Eddie, how are you doing?
Pretty well. It could be worse. You kind of have learned to live with some essential things around you at all times, like alcohol, and not rubbing alcohol, the one you drink. I guess you could drink rubbing alcohol. Actually, that's a great idea. You know
Don't
what?
knock it.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna make some moonshine in my bathtub tonight. That'll be great. But yeah, so you've learned to live with some essentials and shit like that, you know. Other than that, though, I think I'm pretty good. Weird readjustment.
What's the situation like over there?
So from what I understand, it looks like the spread here has finally slowed the fuck down.
So there's hope.
Yeah, that's the hope at least. Now, it could be wrong, but that's what I saw on the news. So right now, California is like topping us, and then obviously New York is stopping everybody else. So, but as it turns out, the U.S. is now the leading, the leading country in cases. So here we are. We're doing great. Good job, America. 10 out of 10. Good response time.
Okay, so you said it's seeming like it's slowing down. So there's less new cases emerging, and is that what you mean?
Basically, but also we don't know who's infected because we don't have enough tests here in the state as well. So It's the same thing as everywhere else, where right now, barely they're beginning to test on a mass scale as opposed to just symptomatic people. So now that we all know and accept the fact, acceptance, people, is a big factor of all of this. Accept the fact that, it is something that people can have and not show symptoms for. Now they're starting to test. So thank fuck for that.
Yeah, I heard Idris Elba has it, and he's not really like showing symptoms. He apparently is super fine.
Yeah.
Makes you think,
Yeah, apparently the UK Prime Minister has it as well. He just tested positive for it either today or yesterday, I'm not sure. Also, people, if you need some advice on how to, keep this shit away from you, rubbing alcohol, anything above 60% is gonna do you in. So if you get some of that, you're doing great. You can drink it if you want. That's up to you. Not my personal preference. So yeah, that's where we're at.
Well, fascinating. Well, okay. Well, I guess you feel like, the consensus is that this is something that can, after, do you think it's run its course in your society over there, or do you think it's like, it's going to linger for a while? Yeah. Okay. It's going to linger.
So the thing about this is that it could come back next fall, and given the history of how 2020 is going, it seems like a high possibility of that happening. Mind you, I'm not a fucking expert, but when Spanish flu ravaged throughout the entire fucking world, about 101 years ago, maybe it's 102 now, it went away for the summertime, supposedly, and then it came back harder than before the next fall, and it was a fucking shit show. That's when all those people died and shit. That's what the shit that you read about in textbooks. Like I said, I'm not a fucking expert on it, but
you sound like an expert.
But I have my PhD on bullshitting from Roach University. I graduated in 2003. Thank you. Praise the Lord.
Oh, a BSBA, if you will.
Yes, exactly. You know, recognize. Thank you. Everybody, Liam Meager over here, recognizing.
Oh, that's good. It's good. It's just recognizing. I'm just recognizing facts, man. That's all I'm here for. That's my only job here. So, by the way, this shirt right here is a Wooten Nanny. It's a comedy festival. I had it on, and I figured I'd this is the first comedy festival to recognize the genius that you see before you today. But also, more importantly, Eddie, what's your shirt about? What's going on there? Looks like
so I felt a little bit festive because I haven't been in my house this much time since like the holidays. And if you can see that little Santa Claus right there, and he's
Santa Claus.
He's quote unquote skiing. So
he's hitting the slopes.
He's doing great.
He's hitting the slopes.
If any of you fucking kids ever wondered how Santa stays up a fucking night and delivers to your bitch ass, this is how he does it, like a real motherfucker would. So there we are. It's not that low grade snow boo boo. It's that good powdery boo shit.
Oh, he does the smack. I hear you.
On the clouds, motherfucker. On the clouds.
I understand. Well, that is fascinating. It's very informative. I do not remember that being covered in class. Doesn't mean it's not true though. Actually, in fact, I'm inclined to believe that if he was just eating sugary snacks all night, he would actually have no energy. I think he would have temporary energy, and then it would. I don't buy it, man. If he's eating cookies and drinking,
I don't know.
It's gonna slow you down.
He has diabetes type 3 or some shit like that. And listen, cocaine is the way to go.
I understand. It's gluten free.
It's a lot of things.
So, Eddie, why don't you explain to people where we met?
So back in the summer of 1992, Liam and I met down at the Castro in San Francisco. I gave him head in the alleyway behind a bar. And yeah, we've been friends ever since.
Such is the story, such is life. So me and Eddie met the summer of 2018 in the national park known as Yosemite National Park, which it was amazing. It was an amazing time. We both worked for the same business, right? I was a retail team lead at an establishment. Eddie, how was I as a retail team lead? I was probably great, I'm assuming. Got anything to say about that? Yeah, nothing to say about that. I'm just letting the record show. I was the best.
A certified, proven, like, immune system booster right here. It's essential oils, water, and a crystal. COVID that bitch. Try me again.
That's okay. We can edit that to make it look like you're saying I was a great employee. That's I got all I needed from that. Thank you very much.
Just for the record, Liam was one of the best that we've ever had in Curry Village, and that's lowballing it right there.
Hey, everybody! That's everybody, like, clap for him. Clap
two
for
centimeters
him.
Off of the goddamn ground. Who the fuck am I kidding? No, he sucked. Damn.
Whoa! I take it back. Take back the applause.
No, but you see how convincing I was, though? You see how convincing I was? I'm over here getting ready to accept my fucking Oscar. Thank you. You're welcome. Please hold the applause. Hold the applause. Thank you.
So Eddie, when was your first season in Yosemite National Park as an employee?
My first season was in 2012. So, you know, the year that we were all supposed to die and shit again. That didn't happen. So instead I went to go work at a national park. And yeah, that was my first time there. I remember a specific highlight of that summer. I was just a stock person, by the way, at the Village store back then. And if you don't know what the Village store is, it's right next to the Visitor Center in Yosemite Valley. Besides the point. So I was just like a little stalker then. And I got invited to go out to Huff, which is one of the main employee areas. So I didn't know anybody. I was just kind of kept to myself. I mean, just a young, shy kid, kind of out of the hood. Like, I don't want to go hang out with all these white people, like too many white people in one area, hanging out at one time.
Tell me about it.
Kind of scary shit. So, so,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so I go out there to Huff, and I see a couple of employees running around just, freely. By that, I mean no clothes on. And I was like, what the fuck is
Whoa.
going on? So I go into the CC, and they're playing, what is it, naked beer pong? So basically, you kind of play, and every time that you lose a round, you kind of have to take off your clothes and run a lap around the CC, which is a community center, which is where a lot of us employees hung out. I don't think Liam got to really ever see that because it wasn't open then.
Yeah, I wasn't invited to hang out with many other people out there. I was actively avoided. Eddie, go on.
Anyways, but back in my day, see how old I feel?
Mortality is calling your name.
Anyways, it was a fun time and it was open. So yeah, good times. So yeah, my first season was 2012, and I kind of been on and off there for a while now. Liam and I met in the summer of 2018. He was working as a team leader at the Curry Village store. What do I remember about you as an employee?
Probably I was great.
Anyways, so 2018 as a whole was just a crazy year. The Ferguson fire happened.
What's the Ferguson fire, Eddie? Well, tell people that.
So since Liam is asking, because he interrupted me before I even explained it, like a head-ass motherfucker.
Eddie, I think people would love to hear about the Ferguson fire.
Anyways, so the Ferguson fire, it started July, somewhere between the 12th and the 14th.
Wow, okay. Yours is very specific. July 2018 is a good, You want
me to tell the story or not?
I do. No, you're setting the scene very well.
You keep interrupting me, motherfucker. What the fuck, Liam?
I
come to the screen and cough on you, bitch.
I'm trying to. Okay, buddy. It's not. Doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way.
And then I could send you I will cough on a letter and send it to you. Tell you that there's money in there, so you open it like a dumbass.
I think the only way it would work is an attachment on an email.
I might as well just send you a good old-fashioned virus at that point. The ones that we used to have with LimeWire. Maybe you're too young to remember those things.
No, I remember. I'm pretty cool. I'm pretty cool. I know. Downloaded a lot of illegal music. Mediafire.
You never outdo LimeWire, though. I mean, y'all know. Y'all older people would know.
It was more good stuff on there. Sorry, go on.
Exactly. See, once again, we're back on the side tangents.
Yeah, right.
So, anyway, started mid-July, right? So basically at the peak of the summer, and it blew out of fucking control within 48 hours. It was fucking nuts. So my friends and I took off to Mammoth Lakes, Reno, Vegas, South Lake Tahoe, Southern California, Mammoth Lakes. We were just all over the goddamn place. We were just in my car, fucking having the time of our lives. It was one of the best summers I've ever had, really, realistically speaking. Lots of worry sometimes. Like, there was just times there where we could not find a drug dealer to get us our cocaine and, our shrooms.
You hate to have that happen.
Yeah, and our ecstasy. Like, damn, we were really having some rough times then.
He was talking, euphemistically speaking, everybody, of course. Because ecstasy, right. Yeah. He was just having ecstasy, yeah. I'm just
Right. So, anyways, so yeah, it was just one of those wild ass moments in time. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's just like a gigantic blur. Like I can't really pinpoint what the fuck happened because it was just like a gigantic fucking blur of like a whole bunch of different things going on at once, and it's just like Britney Spears in 2007. Just you don't know what
Whoa.
the like it's just wild, wild,
I
wild,
thought
wild.
she
But a
was.
good time nonetheless. Let me fucking tell you,
Oh yeah.
reassure you that.
So I kind of pussied out. I left early in the park as because I was like, oh, there are like 3 exits out of here. Fire spreading real fast. It was weird. They were having us like work with there being like smoke in the buildings and stuff because people still wanted to come in. It was an interesting gig. I loved it. One of the best job opportunities I've ever had. Um, but I got really sick. I got mono. No joke. I got
He had
mono.
gonorrhea. Don't let this motherfucker lie to y'all.
First of all, I wish it was just gonorrhea, buddy. But I wouldn't have that good of a joke if I had got gonorrhea. I have a sweet mono joke because of that whole thing. That's it. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. It was worth it. It was worth it. It was worth it to me. So as a retail team lead, I thought it was interesting that I had any leadership value to anyone.
By the way, 5 seconds. So my time right now is being paid for by LaCroix. You know,
LaCroix,
comes
LaCroix
in different
sponsors.
flavors and stuff. Really good with rum, maybe tequila, some bleach nowadays if you really want to fend off the COVID.
Mix it
Um,
in. Mix it in.
yeah, yeah. So LaCroix, you're welcome. Anyways, keep going.
Oh yeah, no, I shall. It was funny. I didn't really like because I was in like a weird leadership like position, I guess, that I didn't think I'd really earn. Everyone that was working the job that I was supposed to like be managing knew the job better than I did, knew where everything was, and had been working there for a long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of did what felt natural, I guess, and kept the people I liked really close to me, and put the people I didn't like, I made them do the things I didn't like to do. So I think I was the very same as any great leader ever, I suppose. I led with an iron fist, and when the park was burning down, I made sure we were there till close. Let the record show. You know why I got hired in a leadership position, Eddie? Want to know something hilarious?
I feel like you told me, but I just kind of forgot about it because I don't give a fuck. But go ahead and tell me again.
No, it's good. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. I can sense the interest that you want. You're like, Liam.
Yeah,
Please pry deeper.
Liam,
Um,
please tell me.
yeah, I was a class president the year before, which is the only other leadership position I've ever had, which is really interesting. You look at me and you're like, wow, Liam, how are you able to pull off, that great feat? And the answer is my victory was actually unanimous, Eddie. My victory was unanimous and uncontested. I ran alone, and I still was worried I was going to lose to a write-in. And if that were to happen, I would have had to transfer. You understand? Understand what I'm saying? If I'd lost to a write-in, I would have transferred. Would you have transferred if you had lost to a write-in?
First of all, I never would have ran to begin with.
Yeah, big mistake. Big mistake. I was the best. I was an okay. I think I was fine. I don't think people probably remember.
Liam was the Donald Trump of school class presidents.
Yes, I was failing to prepare appropriately for the coronavirus.
Liam, let's talk about that. How come you didn't prepare the rest of us for Corona?
The coronavirus? What? Okay.
Because Corona, let's say the virus is out here causing a goddamn wreckage.
Yes, listen. I'm not sure I buy the official story. I eat bats all the time, years. I've been doing it for fucking years. I never got sick, not one time. I think they just didn't prepare it correctly, if anything. That's what I really think, Eddie.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I
Totally.
one time while I was leading as a retail team lead at the store, it was
Hmm.
the day after there was a pretty nice party out in the woods. I had a couple alcoholic beverages, and I was pretty hungover. And I remember I was supposed to open the store the next day. This type of thing happened all the time. You know, I wasn't that much of a partier. I'm not a big partier guy. I don't really party that hard. I don't do nothing. You know, and I had like a little bit of wine the night before, and I came in. I had a pretty bad hangover. You know, wine hangovers, they're the worst. So there I am, and I opened the store, and guess what? I tripped the alarm. I tripped the alarm, and the alarm started blaring, and I was with two other people who didn't know what to do. And I, by some miracle of God, remembered the right numbers to put the alarm off. And I had no idea what it was. But I had my hangover went away. Went away.
He did great. Now, let me tell you the truth about that.
Oh boy, here
So,
we go. Here we go. I don't want to. What are we going? Where are you going? What's going on here?
back in my day,
Back in
um,
the day. Here we go.
15 onward until I left in 2017, I was actually a retail manager of the park. And one of the things that we know after the company takeover happened in early of 2016, Delaware North went from Delaware North to Aramark.
Wow.
So, anyways, yeah, a lot of the systems were outdated and old. So, alarm codes, things like that, were no longer basically existent. So, one of the things that we all figured out was the alarm codes for all the stores are nonsensical because you can type in anything and the alarm will go off. So,
Whoa, we got it. We should cut this. Damn it, Eddie. What the fuck? Fuck you, bro. Oh man, that's like the worst thing we've ever said on this show. Oh Christ.
cheers to all of you hosts.
God damn it, bro. Eddie. Shit. I can't make edits. That's the whole point. Well, that's going up. That's going to go up. That's going to come back to us. That's going to come back. It's already live. It's live
Come
streamed.
back to
Everyone
what? The
knows.
blog post don't come back to me, bitch. I wish somebody
Thousands.
would.
We get thousands of viewers. There are thousands of people watching this, Eddie. Thousands of people watching this.
Anyways,
Thousands.
ever since then, they've updated them. So now Curry Village is actually getting a remodel. The village store, the lodge, all those places have now
Oh,
got updated systems and cameras everywhere now because of theft and inner departmental problems that they were having. So yeah, so back to my original statement. Liam was still there when the system was still outdated, and now it is not. So please, if you visit Yosemite National Park, do not try to do some head ass shit like steal, because they will catch you. They did it a lot in 2019. A
did they
lot of
really?
people, yes, a lot of people got caught. And it wasn't pretty. A lot of people were fucking getting dragged away by MPS.
Oh
So
man. Oh man.
yeah. So, anyways, to cap it off, basically, was Liam typed in a number and he thought that he remembered a code, but he didn't, which is great. But yeah, now it's all different and kind of rewired and all this shit. They're trying to keep up with the times, or so they say, even though national parks this year might not be open at all. So we'll see what's going on.
Well, I'll be honest. I do like my story better, so that's how I'm gonna keep telling it. Even though it's wrong factually, just it's a better, it's more gripping. I think. I'm just gonna like take that detail and not include it. I think is the way to do that.
One summer, I fell asleep in the Huff Ditch, which is like the riverbed that is
Mhm.
running through the Huff housing area. And in the springtime, when all the snow's melting, it kind of creates like a downpour of water and like it's a stream that goes through there into the Merced River.
Oh yeah.
Um, and late August, there was this party that I went to, and I blacked out and I fell asleep in the huff ditch. And then my phone alarm went off miraculously. I don't know how. I think my phone was still at 1% at the time. I don't quite remember what the fuck happened. Anyways, I showed up to work at 7 a.m. and I think I was still either drunk or very hungover, but I was there.
Hey, that's the sign of a really good employee. You were like hey, clap. Now's the time to clap, everybody. They're clapping for you. You can't hear them, but they're clapping for you. Yep. Yes, they are. Uproarious applause, but you just can't hear them.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's when I was playing Mr. Corporate, but nowadays I'm like, no, thank you. Miss me with that shit.
Fair enough. Well, I don't know. Eddie, if you were someone who maybe just finished up college, maybe they're going through college, they're looking for something to do with their life, to get some life experience, would you recommend going out and visiting a national park?
Oh, 100%. Obviously you kind of want to watch out for which park you go to. Like, I've heard some pretty shitty things about Yellowstone, at least working there.
Oh, he's talking smack. He's naming names.
Well, I also had some friends that worked there, so that's where I hear it from.
I love it.
Mostly trustworthy people. But if you don't take my word for it, I mean, honestly, just go check it out for yourself. A lot of people do. Don't let anything that I say basically just sway you from going to these places. So main parks that I would personally recommend: Kings Canyon, Sequoia, Yosemite National Park, obviously, the Grand Canyon, and Zion are like top 5 that people are just like aces for at all times. I mean, obviously they're gonna have their little ups and downs here and there, but like for the most part. Then I hear really good things about Alaska. If you like being by yourself and in the middle of fucking nowhere, that's kind of the place to go.
Cold.
Yeah, and it's beautiful up there, so you get really, honestly, unmatched. There's that. And Glacier is beautiful, but I don't know shit about working there. I have a friend that works there, and we never really talked in depth about what it's like there, the housing, or working and living there. So Glacier on its own is beautiful. If you want to work there, I have no fucking idea what that entails. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Straight out of high school, sure, take a couple years off. Fucking bum it around. Why the fuck not? Have some fun. Enjoy your time. See, it's things like COVID-19 that make you rethink your entire life, right? Because you're just like, whoa, let's forget this and fucking die.
Yeah.
What have you done up with your life so far? Like, can you say something completely cool that's not with the societal norm? I mean, to each their own, right? But just what kind of story do you want to tell down the line about your own experiences is basically what my way of thinking comes down to. And this whole situation just kind of got me thinking lately, like, wow, I've lived a pretty illustrious life and shit, because I've traveled and been here and there and like talked to so many different fucking people and all types of shit. And then I, get to know these amazing idiotic individuals like Liam.
Hey, brings it back, everyone.
And you just kind of have to be grateful, right? Like, to me looking back on it, I'm just like, oh shit, yeah. Like, if I were to for 1 second like be in a hospital bed, like, oh, I'm like still in my 20s and I'm going away, like, I have lived a pretty good life so far, just saying. Hey, in my personal like experience from it, so things like that you people think about. It's not all about getting a degree and making money right away just so you can get into a routine and pay bills constantly. A lot of people want to be planners and think long term. That's great. Some people, like myself, just kind of pull it out of our asses and just move forward, and we go from there. Yeah, I mean, to each their own, like I said, but I would recommend it. 10 out of 10 all the time. 110%.
Well, that's great to hear because yeah, I of course would as well. I thought it was a really good perspective broadening experience for me.
Mm-hmm. Also, I'm drinking wine because technically Liam and I were on a date, and all
Yep,
of a sudden he started recording. I don't know why, but here we are.
That's first of all, I record all my dates. That should be nothing. That's nothing new to me. I just typically don't tell people I'm doing it, you know. And like I said, I wasn't planning on telling you. You just noticed. So, well,
Thank
Eddie, this
you.
has been great. This has been great. I think this
You're
has been
such a gentleman. Also, you notice this right here? This. Notice how it can't touch you? You know what that is? Social distancing.
Social
You
distancing.
motherfuckers.
Practice it. Practice
6
it.
feet away from each other.
Stay at home.
Yeah. As the Twitter hashtag and trending thing would say, stay the fuck home. Stop the bullshit. Remember, one of the things, and I have to rant about this one last time. One of the things that's gonna draw all this shit out is if people cannot stay the fuck home and just chillax. It's 2 fucking weeks at most. Relax, do your fucking part, and let's see where things go. But if more people keep being outside and more people just keep having interactions with each other, this is not gonna go away anytime soon. So if you think you're bitching and complaining now, look no further than 2 months down the road when it's nice and warm outside and you can barely like take 2 steps outside because there's gonna be a fucking cop watching your every fucking step. Like, let's not get there, people. You know, that's kind of a very extreme case scenario, but come on, y'all.
But
Can you not be on lockdown? Like, I want to go out and go to a goddamn restaurant, go to a fucking bar, hang out with my motherfucking friends. So please, everybody, do your fucking part for 5 fucking seconds.
I like it. I love it. That was good. That was good, Eddie. Well, I guess that concludes the regularly scheduled program here. That has no regularly schedule. We were not regular here at all. We do it pretty sporadically, and probably the trick to growth is supposed to be consistency. So I don't see that, happening. We're more like a Frank Ocean type podcast. We're the Frank Ocean of podcasting.
Wait, Frank Ocean? Bitch, which one?
What do you mean?
Which album?
All of them. They're all great.
Oh, good. 10 out of 10. Won it.
Yeah, I don't know. Channel Orange is great for a different energy than what Blonde is great for, but they're both separately amazing pieces of work. I look forward to him releasing another project. I wasn't the biggest fan of the most recent singles. I did like In My Room. He was rapping pretty hard. But that other song about drug use, I just kind of thought was a little boring. Maybe it'll make more sense in a greater concept of a record, but so far it leaves me longing for more.
More drugs?
Really does.
Yep, I understand that.
I think it's like 3 letters. I don't know what this song is called, but that song is about drug use. You know what I'm talking about. It's a Frank Ocean song, came out about fall of this year, whatever.
Maybe. I don't know.
It's still
I like
fun.
The Weeknd's show, right? The Weeknd, yeah.
You listen to it? After Hours, is that what it's called?
Yeah. After Hours. Shit was lit. I liked it.
Yeah, I liked some of the songs I heard off of it. It sounded very like 80s and very like retro and very like I didn't listen to the album. That's just headlines I read. I see that my problem with The Weeknd is, right, I like a lot of his songs, but I always feel like he's trying to fuck me. And like when I'm listening to him, it's too intimate. It's too intimate. And I ain't opposed to it at all. I really am not, but I can't shake it. Do you know where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
That settles it, everybody. Who else do you like? Who else do you listen to?
The 1975 came out with an album. I don't know if it was last year, at the end of last year, or beginning of this year. And one of the songs that they have really struck me because it was just really, really good. Like the lyrics, you have to kind of listen to a couple of things. Like there's a line that says that we're fucking in the car staying up after dark or some shit, doing heroin, and you're just like, whoa, what the fuck?
Wow.
And it's kind of intense if you're like thinking about it seriously, but then upon a second listening, you're like, oh, this is actually fucking hilarious because it's just a commentary on like society and blah blah blah. The song that I'm talking about is called "Love It If We Made It."
Love It If We Made It.
A good one.
I'll be sure to check that out. But in 1975, I saw them live at Boston Calling a few years back. They're a great live performance. You ever get the chance? Yeah, a great live performance. Well, man. Eddie, I don't know if there's anything else you'd like to talk about. In particular, I don't know. This was a lot of fun. It's always a pleasure catching up with you.
Yeah, of course, always a pleasure. Yeah, you're still recording.
Oh yeah.
You fucked my evening up, by the way.
Oh.
In the middle of my goddamn steak dinner.
Well,
and having a lovely glass of wine, and then all of a sudden you came out here recording, asking me all these questions and shit.
Oh yeah. I was like, Eddie, I would have been more than happy to record you eating that steak. We could have just marketed.
Y'all don't want to see that
thing.
Shit. That's like, it's like watching a cow graze in the fucking field. You don't want to see that.
No, okay. Eddie, we could have marketed it differently. We could have. There's an audience for everything. You just need the right hashtag.
I'm sure there's an audience for this. Like, who wouldn't want to watch, Cruella de Vil interview me?
Thank you. That is the nicest thing you've ever said to me personally. That's the nicest nickname.
Cruella?
Yeah, for sure.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. You're very mean. You're a very mean person to me. It's good. I'm just fucking around. I'm just fucking around.
He says mean, but I do it out of affection.
I'm crying for help, everybody. He's so mean. He's broken my will to live. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming and listening to episode 2 or 3. I'm not sure which order is getting put out in now at this point, because I don't know. But hey, it's going out this time because there's no edits. There's nothing we need to take out of this one. So and we're with the capabilities of doing that. So Eddie, I hope you remember to wash your hands. Sure you do, because you're more in the shit than we are. Yep. 91. He's got the isopropyl ready to go, and he's got the essential oils. And then he's got the essential liquids as well. Eddie, this has been a pleasure. Thank you for checking in, and stay safe. Right? That was a good sign off. Brian's telling me I gotta get better at that shit, and
I think it was great.
I think I nailed it. I really do think that was my best one. I'm gonna stop recording. I don't need to see me cry.